Okay, sorry, go.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so hi you guys. My name's Cheyenne. Obviously, Courtney said that. I joined this business October of 2017, so that was a little bit over a year and a half ago. I kind of got off to like a slower-ish start, and I did go executive my first month, so I did kind of take off, but then like I saw my first paycheck and it like wasn't $2,000, and I was like, this is a joke. I'm not doing this. I was that person. And then I quit for 2 months. I basically Cheyenne Knox is my enroller and longtime family friend. So she basically was like, look, like it's okay, like your first paycheck's not going to be $2,000. And I was like, no, like this is so, like I was, yeah, long story. And it was so funny. So I basically was the distributor that like posted, and I posted like once a week, and I basically was like, yeah, like I'm working, I'm messaging people, never enrolled anything. After I'd went executive, I never got on any trainings that we had. I was just kind of like the working distributor. Like we all have them. You know who I was. And so basically at conference in 2018, Shay called me and she basically was like, look, there's a $5,000 Emerald bonus that just got announced and like you're gonna earn it. And I was like, I don't even know what an Emerald is, but like, okay, whatever. So I basically was just like, what do I have to do? Like I was working a full-time job, 2 part-time jobs, and going to school full-time. So I was like, I had my schedule full. Like I was pretty busy. And she basically was like, do you want to make this work? And I was like, yes. Like I joined, because like I joined Shay to make $2,000 a month from my phone, because that's what I was making overall at my 400 jobs that I was doing. And she was doing it from one on her cell phone with freedom. And I was like, I need that. So basically I was like, what do I have to do? And she was like, just follow my lead. And that's literally like, that's the rest is history. I mean, I literally just did exactly what she did. When she was sending out messages, she would text in, I think it was like our leader chat. And it was honestly just the 5 people that were working underneath her at the time. And we were just like sending out messages, and I would start sending out messages. And then it was really just like time management, I guess, because I was working so much and like doing all those other things. But I basically just, after that point, I hit the ground running. I went Ruby 2 weeks after she called me in February. I went Emerald the next month, and then, so in March, and then Diamond in June. I went double in September, and then triple in March, and then we are pending presidential June 2019. So here we go. But yeah, that's basically me. I'm 20. If I didn't say that, I always give my wrong age. I typically say I'm 19. I'm 20. So there you go.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. If you guys, which I know that you guys haven't hung out with her, but she is like the funniest person ever to hang out with. She's so fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with some messages, some that I got from my team. We're literally the same person. We're both like really ditzy, and just like us hanging out together, we're just not okay. So, first question is, what is your messaging method? Like, do you go to your followers, likes, people who see you scroll, when you see scrolling, people who watch your story, and also do you unsend and resend?
So I am super green, and whenever I first started messaging, so I guess back in probably like February of 2018, if you really want me to be honest, that's when I like actually hit the ground running. I started messaging on probably my phone. I do it now all off of my iPad because it just, I'll tell you guys my technique. But I basically go to my followers, and I started where I last stopped. So like for me, I've kept track of that for over a year now. And how I keep track of it is like, obviously I'm doing it on my iPad. So that's like my finger. And then that's like where I stopped. So I took a picture of it. I hearted it, so it's saved in my favorites, so I can like easily get to it. And I like, whenever it's time for me to message again, I have a little handy dandy phone holder from Barnes and Noble. And I just keep my iPad on my desk, and I literally have my phone right here, and I just like I scroll back to that point, and I just start messaging. I guess like with that, that's like consistency. So I've been doing this literally for, like I said, like a year and a half. So like obviously I know exactly where I stopped and like where I started. And obviously if I don't message for like a week or two and I'm still like following people, I have to scroll back like couple 200 people to get back to where I was. So I also do that because that's annoying, and it keeps me consistent for doing that because I don't want to have to scroll for 10 minutes. So that's kind of something that I guess taught myself to do. I do unsend resend, and especially now with the following on Instagram, you can filter it. So there's like a little button. I should have had this ready. You click your following, and there's going to be a little button that's not loading. That little button right here, if you click it, you can click or date followed earliest, and it'll be your earliest followers on Instagram. So what I've been doing is like clicking that, going back through my old messages from literally November of 2017 and unsending and resending them. Like when I've cold messaged these people like 8 times in a row, which like, yeah, I am the person that did that because I guess I forgot to unsend them. It's fine. I just kind of unsent them all and then waited a little bit because it obviously sends a notification every time I unsend the 5 messages that I've previously sent them. So I kind of like waited for a little bit, and then I would just start like reaching back out to those people. And it wasn't like how I message is kind of different than how I used to message. Every time I get a new follower, I am a public account. So every time I get a new follower, I message them. And if I followed them, so like I'm doing my following and I message them, I say, thanks so much for the follow. You're literally so gorgeous. Can't wait to get to know you more. And if they follow me, I say, like, thank you so much for the follow. Like, thanks for following me on my journey or something like that. Because I typically don't follow back people who follow me unless they're not a It Works distributor, just because I have like a lot of those on my page, and like I love you guys, but like it's in that like I hate clicking through everyone's stories. So I tried the story messaging. It didn't work for me because like only It Works people watched my stories, I guess. So it's like funny because I know that's not true, but like it seemed like every person I would go to message was an It Works distributor. So I don't do that. I know there's like obviously a couple different methods of messaging that do work, but I do that like first initial reach out of like, thanks for the follow. And if they like, I've been like manifesting, I guess, like people to come to me, and I'm just like, I'm going to sign LCs. I'm like attracting my ideal client. And this is like so crazy, but like, I know that I can enroll distributors. I enroll like 15 to 20 distributors a month on average, never less than 10 ever. Like never. So I know I can enroll DTs. And so literally June 1st, I was like, I am going to enroll LCs. I enrolled 4 on the spot customers yesterday for over 60 BV simply by them signing up on my story. I was literally in shock. I was like, who am I? Okay. Like I was so excited. And, but like, that's just like another thing. I talk a lot, so sorry, but I basically just kind of like decided that like that is what I needed to do because like I'm going prez and I'm a hot minute away and we have to make it happen. So I just kind of decided that I was going to do it, and I've just been kind of going with it that way. I guess I know this is probably going to be a question that some of you guys have. I probably wait 4 to 5 days before I message someone to give them that option to reach out to me. I do send them a message if they haven't reached out to me. That's like, hey girl, like it's basically just like a typical reach out message. I don't even know what it says, to be honest. It's like you send it and like I could probably tell you, but I just really don't remember. But if I can type, it just says, hey girl, this is actually from an Arbonne distributor and I liked it and I took it and made it my own. So, but I was like, hey friend, I just wanted to boldly reach out, although I'm sure or I'm sure many others have. You seem to have such a kind and compassionate heart. I'm with a health and beauty company, and I just wanted to see if you would be open to trying some of our products for me. I wanted to reach out to some fun-loving girls, and I can offer my personal discount too. I would love to have your opinion on our products. Can I send you some more info? And it's literally just like a basic message. I change it up probably every month, just like 2 or 3 words. Health and beauty makes a difference between health and wellness for me. I don't know if it's my followers. Health and wellness automatically assumes that I'm calling them fat and I'm rude and blah, 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 and I don't have time to deal with that. So I started doing health and beauty, and I've never had one person say like, are you calling me fat? I'm like, I didn't even say weight loss, but no, okay. And so yeah, I give them probably about like a weekish to reach out to me, but that's just because like I am following so many people during the day to grow my market that by the time I get down to them in my little thing, it's been 5 to 7 days. So hope that makes sense.
No, I actually love that because first of all, with the followers, I feel that 100%, like Caroline said, like literally, I'm not even kidding. When I went double, especially when I went diamond, especially when I went double, I felt like I had so many It Works distributors following me, and I would follow them back. But then it was only It Works people who were seeing my stuff or who I was reaching out to, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then what else was I going to say? Oh, the messaging thing, health and beauty, that really does work a whole different, because I just signed on a new DT today, and she sent out her initial message to like her warm market, and one of her family members was like, are you calling me fat? And I was like, no, like that's, we're not, because she just said, you know, she started It Works, and her I think it was her mom was like, are you calling me fat? And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because like most people, if they've heard of It Works, they think of wraps or keto coffee, which then automatically assumes that we're calling them fat. And I'm just like, okay. So yeah.
Okay, so this kind of goes with your messaging as well. How do you message and not sound like a salesperson? Like, how do you pitch it to them but not sound salesy?
So I just really think it's about like what you're saying. Like, I feel like I've literally used the same messages since I did whenever I got started. Just don't sound like a salesperson. Just, you are like doing this to help people. And like, yeah, like we want to enroll customers, but at the same time, like they're not just like a credit card number or a BV to get you closer to your goal. Like, we are literally here to help people. And I feel like whenever you really just think about that and like really try to like match these products to their personal goals. Like, if they don't like coffee, don't recommend keto coffee. It's a bomb. I love it. I drink it every freaking day. But if they don't like coffee, don't recommend it. Like, that's one thing that I had a new DT that signed up probably like a month or 2 ago, and like I sent her the triple threat with keto coffee, chocolate greens, and cleanse one time, and she uses that for every weight loss person. And I'm like, no, like, trust me, I want them to buy 126 BB too, but like, you have to like fit these products into their lifestyle. So like, whenever someone says weight loss, I get so sidetracked. I have another thing, but I'm gonna hold on to that. So like, whenever they say weight loss, I ask them their goals, and I just say like, what are your goals? What's your lifestyle? Do you work out? Do you eat healthy? And I always say, do you like coffee? Because some people in this world don't like coffee. I don't know how they function, but whatever. And I just kind of like base it off that. Like, if they like coffee and they don't eat healthy, cleanse. If they like coffee and they do eat healthy, I said cleanse, but like triple threat with cleanse. And then like the triple threat with TFX and like kind of things like that. And another thing that I did going triple, I was like, literally triple threat or die. And it like literally. And I was like getting people that were like not interested in weight loss. They like wanted like detox and like skincare. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I need a triple threat. So I just kind of like sat down one night and kind of like put together little triple threats. So like, I have like a triple threat for stress and anxiety management now, like a triple threat for dry skin, for oily skin, acne prone, just like little packages that typically fit most people. Like, if they have dry skin, for me personally, our cleanser does not work on my skin. I have very oily skin, and I use the cleanser and I look like a pepperoni pizza. But our exfoliating peel and our collagen and our toner boom. I literally, like, my skin was so bad, and I literally have like perfect skin now because of that. But I know, and like my boyfriend has really dry skin. He loves our cleanser. So I kind of put like those two and two together, and I basically said, I recommend this for people with dry skin. Like for your skin type, I recommend like X, Y, and Z. And I just kind of like put together like literally little product plans for them. And they're all triple threats. So I just kind of feel like if you're just genuinely trying to say like, I am here to help you, you won't ever sound like a salesperson. And how I follow with the message, I guess, is, are they interested? Yes. I send them, these are my products. Which one sounds good? They say these. I kind of go through that. I send them the product description. Then I always send my personal before and afters. And like according to that thing, like if they want triple threat, I have results for that. If they want cleanse, I have results for that. And like for skincare, if you don't have results, just say like I know one girl, like weight gain. I don't have results for weight gain. I don't need help with that. Pizza rolls do it for me. So I just send them like other girls' weight gain results. And I'm just, this is my friends. Like, that's not something I use, but like, here are my friends' results. And I use Vanessa T. I don't know her last name. Her last name starts with a T. And I just use her weight gain results because like they're literally amazing. And I just kind of like, I just want them to know that I'm actually here to help them. And I like, don't just talk about the products. And just like, if you want to lose weight, like you're going to have to work out sometimes and you're going to have to eat better. And I just literally help them. And I feel like that's how you don't ever sound like a salesperson. That's even for getting people to join your team as well. If you genuinely make the effort to get to know them, they're gonna join with you because they like already trust you because you've done that. And the same thing like with these customers. I had a girl the other day that joined, and she was like, I've seen your post about keto coffee. You drink it literally every morning because I put it on my story every morning. She's like, I've seen your results from it. You look so good. Like, what is it? And then she ended up purchasing a triple threat just because like I'm consistently posting that I'm using it. And then that also comes in with using our products. Like, you need to be a product of the product as well. So I know that's kind of like a lot of information, but it's just, you just want to truly help them. And that's kind of just where like the bottom line of it is.
Okay, but that is genius. The triple threat thing, having all of that, I need to do that because I bet, yeah.
Yeah, I think every single customer I signed the month that I went triple was a triple threat, and it wasn't like keto coffee, chocolate greens, and cleanse. It was like there was so many of them. So literally triple threat or die.
That's a good idea because I'm trying to go triple, so I need to do that.
Exactly. I was like triple threat. I'm like, that has something to do with it.
Okay, so let's see what other question. I guess this kind of goes back to the messaging. How do you seal the deal after someone messages you that they're interested? It says, I find myself overwhelming them with all this info and they kind of just fall off and stop talking to me and are uninterested now.
So I keep a potential customer list. I think I said this earlier. I got some ideas from Carly. So I did used to use my lamp to that was heavy, a tool binder. I think this is what Carly used to use. I'm not sure if she still does it. I just kind of went on like a save the planet, save paper thing. And I literally, everything is digital now. So I have an iPad and this is my potentials list. Don't hate me for June. For June, I only have like 6 potentials, but 4 of them have signed up, so it's fine. But like these 2 girls, so this girl came to me yesterday about defining gel, and this girl was a distributor. Like with Kendra, she literally said that was the potential distributor. She was like, what's your business? And I literally said, this is what we do, and she didn't get back to me. Like, she might be interested, but she is not like ready to sign up, interested. So like I didn't follow up with her today, but I'll follow up with her tomorrow. So I just kind of do it based on their interest level. And like if someone gives you a day to follow up with them on that day. How I personally do it is, like I said, I did the whole planner thing. I love planners, but then like one day I went like, save trees. So now everything's in my phone. So this is like literally all I had today. That was a little bright. I hope you guys can see this. So up here at the top, I had like the iPhone calendar. These are the girls I had to follow up with today. So I just kind of like wrote their names down and I made it into a different color because you can like color, there's like 8 colors in the iPhone calendar. And I have it as an all day event and to remind me at 9 a.m. because that's when I wake up or try to wake up. And that's like when I follow up with people. Like as soon as I open my eyes, I'm like, okay. And I just look at that. And those are the people that said, I get paid on Monday. I think today's Monday. I get paid today and I'm going to sign up. So that's like, I do that, use that for that way. And then other than that, like these past potentials, like this is for the end of May, and like these are like all of May's potentials, and like obviously the highlighted ones are like the girls that signed up. The ones that are like crossed out in pink, like they literally said, I am not interested. Don't follow back up with them. They are not interested. They are gonna come back to you, but at this moment in life, they are not interested. I do that in like a different color, and then this homegirl up here is boxed, meaning that she was ready to order. So like she told me, I am ready to sign up now, and then ghosted me. It happens. Triple diamond. It still happens to me. I wish it didn't, but it does. And I just kind of like, I box them. So like with her, she has like more little like tags by her name because I was like, hey, I'm still here. I still want you to order, you know, like if they're interested, like she was obviously ready to sign up, you know, she was interested. So like, those are the girls that like, I kind of blow up until they tell me no. And then I just like I said, I just do it with like tally marks because that's just what makes sense to me. But like for the girls that I messaged on the 2nd, I won't follow back up with them until the 4th which will be tomorrow, because that's like I do like every other day. And I feel like 1, it kind of breaks it up a little bit, and then 2, you're not all in their inbox to where you are desperate salesperson and you're just like, hey girl, like I'm putting in a couple orders, like are you still interested? Just something as simple as that. If they don't reply to my second message, which is like the products, I just say, hey girl, are you still interested? And some of them are like, no thanks. I'm like, okay, thanks for your time, bye. And I just kind of leave it at that. But like if we've talked about products, I know they're interested. They may not have the money. You can like call the elephant out in the room and just be like, is it money? Like, do I need to come back with you on your payday? That is bold, but at the same time, they're going to say like, yeah, like right now is just not a good time. Can you get back with me on the 23rd? And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And I go and write their name down in my calendar. So it's just really kind of about, I just like their interest level, I guess. Like I do the whole thing of like following up with people like 100 million times and like sending them the little gifts of like the big bear waving hello. Like I still do that whole thing, like because like they're not going to respond to me, like why? And then like, did I say something to piss you off? Like that whole thing that always gets people to respond. And then one thing I do, I hope this makes sense, I'm so green, literally logistics are my jam. So like I follow up every 2 days. After a week I follow up every Friday, and then like so for June it'll be every Friday. For July, it'll be every other Friday. For June, March, or May, I forgot months, but you know what I mean. It's like every other Friday, but I don't do it like, I don't do them all on Friday and Friday. I'll do like Friday, but they're just all kind of broken up because obviously a year and a half into this, I have a lot of potentials and like that takes some time. So it's just kind of like, I guess like another like time management thing, and I follow up with everyone in my Connect on the 25th, no matter what. If I have their number, they're in my Connect app, and I just basically send, if it's a potential, I do like, I'm giving a free swimsuit with an order or something like that. Like one of those little like deals that we can personally talk about, like in like a conversation like that. So like I'll get some people to order that way, and then I follow up with every old customer on the 25th as well for like a one-time order.
Perfect. I like those ideas. I'm so bad about following up. That is my problem. Like, because, and I'm not using them as an excuse, but like sometimes the boys, I'll be talking to a potential and then the boys will start being crazy and I like forget about the potential. And then I remember like 5 months later and I'm like, oh gosh.
another good thing about that, because I mean, like, I do that too, and like, I'm so ADD, which like I'm sure you guys can probably just tell from me talking. You can do like the Siri thing. I was hoping she wouldn't turn on. Okay. But you can say like, hey Siri, like, remind me to follow up with like so and so in 2 hours. And like, I've done that when like, I think him and we were like driving somewhere, and I don't even know what happened, but like I just could not talk to homegirl at that second. So I was like, hey Siri, remind me to follow up with Becky in like 20 minutes. And I just like leave it there, because like if it's a reminder, it stays like on your lock screen. So like 2 hours later, I'm like, oh hey, Becky's there. So then I remember like go text her. So it's just kind of something that I can do like on the fly, where if life does happen, because it happens to all of us, you can just say like, hey, like, and just remind yourself later, because I will forget and I won't remember ever. So, and you like don't want people to fall through the cracks either. And another thing, sorry, when you're messaging, if you're like out and about, because like I message in like spurts throughout the day, when someone, and if you're not at your desk in work mode with your potential list out, just take a screenshot of it and then write it down later. Because like I even right now, I still have screenshots of girls that said yes, like send me more info. When I was laying out by the pool today, I obviously didn't have my iPad out by me, but I was still talking to them, because like I'm not going to give that like as an excuse. I'll just write their name down later. I mean, it's just making sure that, like, and I obviously know now every night to go back and look at that potential list to write down their names, but it's just another way to like keep organized, I guess.
Hold on a second. Come here. I love those tips. I need to use the Siri thing more. I totally forget about that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what are your secrets to signing DTs? Because I do see you signing a ton of them, and I'm sure everybody else does. That's why this person asked that question. What is your secret? Like,
so I literally just one day I was like, this opportunity is just freaking amazing. And like you guys all know that. I mean, like, even if it hasn't done much for you, like, you joined this because of the opportunity it gave someone else. And like, why would you not want to share that with literally everyone? And like, I know that's the same thing that everyone says, but I mean, like, I'm the person that like, and I am not a people person. I do not like people. Crowds freak me out. I'd literally rather live in a hole for the rest of my life. But I just like, you're just doing a disservice to your business by not sharing this opportunity. And like, it's kind of how I feel like when I'm like walking around in public. I wish I had my purse over here. I have the mini Blitz card on my purse. I'm always wearing an It Works shirt out in public. I have my little Yeti with my little It Works vinyl sticker on it. And I'm just, we are what is it? Black, green, and bling all the time. And it's just literally Caroline. So, I just always have gear. And like at my last studio, the girl was like, I was wearing the shirt that says like keto, because if you don't know, I have a cat named Keto. I love my cat, and I did name my cat over our products. I did do that. I am that extra. But I was wearing my keto shirt, and she was like, oh, like, do you do the keto diet? And I was like, yeah, but like, I just said, yeah, like, I don't do keto. But like, I was like, yeah, and I was like, I love the diet, as I'm over here like drinking a Dr. Pepper. But I was just like, it's actually for my company. It works. Have you ever heard of it? Actually, she got scammed because she didn't know it was a 90-day challenge. But we figured that whole thing out, and she actually signed up underneath me as an LC while I was getting my lashes done. And like, if you've ever like gotten eyelash extensions, your eyes are closed the whole time, and you're like laying on a table, like eyes closed, just laying there. And I literally was just like talking to her about the products and about the keto coffee, and I was like, I can't obviously find my phone right now or like show you some pictures, but I was like, I went from, in 3 months, this was like last summer, but I went down from like a size 8 to a size 2 in like 90 days. Like, I'm not that anymore, but it's fine. But like, I like got super skinny, and so like I basically was just like, yeah, like I just like dropped all this weight because this coffee, and like I don't work out. Like, I worked out after I got there to like keep the results, just because like to like tone and like what's that word, maximize them. But I was like, I didn't work out. I did like keto, where you like halfway keto diet, halfway aren't. And I literally walked her through the steps of signing up on my website, getting my lashes done, and she signed a triple threat. Literally just because I was like talking to her, and like if I wasn't wearing that shirt, or I was just wearing like some normal shirt, I would have missed out on that customer. And like obviously like if you don't have like the extra money to like go buy It Works clothes from the apparel thing, there's like Facebook groups. I bought this shirt was like $5 off of the Poshmark, starts with a P. Yeah, where you like sell old clothes. Like, it was literally $5, and it was just like I just bought it for like $5. Hello. You don't have to have like extra money. Like, it's just $5, and like it's just the same thing like for your company. You're just like repping it constantly, and I went on a whole tangent there. Wow. But another thing, I was just like, holy crap, I forgot what I was talking about. Another thing about it is just like life post and just like being personal. Like I said earlier, every single post I put on my page is a life post. And if it's not a life post, there is something going up on my story about the business. It's probably going to be my story, which like I know we all have those when we make on over. But every single day I post a life post. And if I don't post a life post, I'm posting something else about the business somewhere else, basically. So I went on like a whole little tangent over that.
It's okay. So when you get those distributors to sign on, how do you train them? How do you break down the info where they don't get overloaded or overwhelmed?
So I was the person that got started and got overwhelmed. So, and like I said, I'm really green. So, because at that time, Shay literally sent me, like, I'm sure you guys all have like a DT training script. Shay sent me that entire blurb, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, hang on. And I'm also green. And if you're green, you have to process things for like 20 minutes. So like I was reading like each message, and I was like, okay, eSuite tax forms. And I would like get that done. I'm just like, what is this? Read every line. Like I was just that person. So the first thing I do is I have them accept their tax forms. The next thing after that is like, I got overwhelmed. So I basically said, you are going to get overwhelmed. It's okay. If you do get overwhelmed, please tell me, because I'm here to help you. Like, I don't just want you to get overwhelmed and leave. And like, I say all of this like point blank, and like, I sent myself a voice memo, so I can always like go back and save it and like send it again. And so I like sent myself a voice memo, and then I texted myself again saying overwhelmed message. And I do that with so many things. Like when I go back to look at my own messages, it says overwhelmed message, and I can copy it, send it to these people. And it's basically just like, you are going to get overwhelmed. It's okay. Like, it happened to me too. If it does happen to you, just let me know. Everything's going to be fine. Like, I know it's a lot of info, and just kind of just call the elephant in the room. Just kind of say like, you're going to get overwhelmed. Like, we're all overwhelmed whenever we first get started. We just took a leap into something we have nothing about. We probably thought it was a scam before we joined, and we're just freaking out. So I just basically tell them that, so they just kind of already have the idea in their head that it's going to happen. So when it does happen, they're not as like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And then the next thing I have them do is I have like a little blurb that says like, tell me about yourself. Like, I really want to get to know you more. And like, I really want to be best friends. It's typically where they say like, I'm 20, I live in North Texas. I have a boyfriend named Jeremy and a cat named Keto. Like, I was going to school, but I dropped out, like that kind of thing. And then the next thing is send me a selfie, and then the reason like why you joined this business, like what do you want to accomplish, so I can put it in my team page. And then I also make like a little picture that I can put on my story as well. So then after that, I have them make their first post. Courtney, I'll text you this new thing. I found this in a Lifers page like 2 days ago, and it's helped a lot with like breaking down how to do their first post. It literally gives them like talk about XYZ, like all of that type of thing. Okay. It's like super long. I just texted it to you, but I'm also going to read it. And it just says, now you're going to make your first post on Instagram and Facebook. And it has like a letter A, and it goes, this first part of your post should include this info. And it's like literally 10 questions. Like it's big, but like you don't have to put in everything. That's what I tell them. But it's, who are you? Are you a wife, mom, or student? Where are you from? What do you do? What are you passionate about? What is something that pulls your heartstrings or keeps you up at night? What have you seen like the girl you joined with do, and like why did you join? Why is this business adventure important to you? And then it's like you want to be vulnerable and open about what this can do for you, because that's also going to get people interested. And then the second part is like close and end this post with like literally a copy and paste. If anyone is interested in helping me get started, blah, 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 I need product testers, blah, 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 blah. Thanks so much. And it's basically just like, it's like, you know, the post when you're like, oh my gosh, like I have so many new friends, like this is who I am. It's like one of those posts as their first post. I don't like giving distributors their first post because it doesn't come from them, and I don't talk like everyone else. So like our words aren't the same, you know? So I just kind of give it like up to them to do it. And then I also have like a tracker in my iPad where it's like a new DT tracker, and I just kind of have like tax forms, post, message, dirt list, that kind of thing. I just check it off whenever they get done. So when I do go to like follow up with my newbies, I see where they are. And like if they left me on Reddit the tax forms, I'm like blowing up their phone like, hey girl, what's up, you know? So the next thing after that is I go over posting, and I basically say like why we post every day, what you want to post about. I give them some leaders to follow, and then I add them to our shared album. And our shared album is like an iPhone shared album with our like stories. So like stories that like I made on Over, other girls make on whatever app. We can all add them to this thing, so we all have like 200 pictures to post. So like you never have an excuse as to what you can't post on your story. And then I have them take the color test. That's super important to me because I actually took it again today. I am 52% green. Basically the rest is red. There's literally like 15% of blue in me and like 2% yellow. I am not yellow, and it's probably a bad thing, but I'm so red and green that it just takes over my life. So I have to know what color they are, because if they're yellow, I can't scream at them. Like my red, I can't do that. So like you have to know what their colors are, so you really know like how to like I don't want to say train them, but to train them. Because like I mean, I know there's girls on my team that are yellow, and like I kind of need to give them like a little kick in the butt. I have to do it a different way, rather than I'm going to throw one of my girls under the bus, Danny. I can literally scream at her and like tell her to remove her head from her butt and get her ish together. And she's okay with that because she's red. But like, I can't do that to everyone. So it's just really knowing like your girls, honestly. And like these girls are your best friends. So it's just really knowing who they are and like how they learn, because that's going to help you in the end. And then the next thing is their dirt list, where they do like 30 people that if you were selling dirt, they'd buy from you because they love and support you. Mine was 12, doesn't have to be 30. I think Shay just came up with 30 one day, to be honest. And the next thing I do is I send them my getting started video on YouTube. I don't even remember what I said during this, because I made it when I was promoted to triple, and I don't remember promoted to triple. I don't know why, but that literally from the 25th to the day I promoted is complete black. I have no idea. And I made it on one of those days. But it's basically just kind of like, hi, this is me. Here's what you're going to do. Here's some good apps to use, that kind of thing. It's on my YouTube channel if y'all want to go look at it to like make your own or anything. And then the last thing I do is just get them started on messaging, and that's messaging on their dirt list. And then obviously once that's over with, like you'll start reaching out to people on like Instagram and like their contact list, and just kind of like taking it like slow with them. Like I have one girl who joined me May 2nd, and she still hasn't sent out her dirt list because she's so scared. That's okay. She's going to take a little bit longer than some people, but like I have some girls who are like, they're ready to go freaking diamond this month. And I'm like, let's freaking go. So, I mean, like everyone's going to take this at different times. And like, I'm not sure if any of you guys are like new, but like if you are newer, you're going to have girls that don't hit the ground running, and that's okay. Like I was one of those people, and I'm triple diamond now. So like, don't give up on those girls that take a little bit to get started, because maybe they're green before you even know that they're green, and they just need that time to like logically process things. So that's like all like little like tidbit I just wanted to throw out there too.
I love that you said that about the colors, because we are all different colors, and I'm very, very yellow. I'm like too yellow, and I'm trying to get my red coming out.
Yeah.
But I'm like 20%.
I'm the same way with like being red.
Yellow.
I'm trying to get that like inner yellow, and I'm just like, I don't care, but you know, we're working on it.
Well, Caroline and I, that's why we work so well together, because I have to teach her how to be nice, and she has to teach me how to be mean. And I'm getting there. I'm working on it. So I have one more question for you, and then I'll let you like take a rest before you do the others.
No, you're fine.
It says, and this is like a huge one: how do you balance your relationship with your boyfriend and your work? A lot of people say that their guys complain about them needing to focus on work.
I was actually excited you asked me this, and I was like, I looked at Jeremy and I was like, do you get mad that I'm on my phone a lot? And he was like, no, you make all the money. So like, that's just, but like I got with him like when I was already in the business. So he knew what this was, I guess, like beforehand. But I mean, that's still not an excuse, but like, I just make time for him. He was home from work today. So I know that like here late at night, like he's playing on Xbox right now, but like here later tonight, like I'm going to do like intentional work. Like I've been following people all day. I haven't sent out my messages today because we've gone out to eat. We went to the pool. I had to go to the doctor this morning. So it's just like making the time for him, because he obviously is important to me. And like, I want to make that time for him so he doesn't feel like neglected or anything. Another thing that I just recently started doing, I actually started it officially today, which is like so crazy that you did ask that. I'm doing a training with my team tomorrow about it, but is the block schedule. Whenever Jade Hooper first announced this to us, I was like, I don't need this, like whatever. And I didn't know how much I needed it until probably a year later. If you don't know what it is, just go on YouTube and search block schedule. There's going to be a girl, super gorgeous, long curly hair. She's pregnant if you end up watching the video. And she just talks about the block schedule. And that video seriously changed my life. Sarah Neerman went live on our Diamond and Above page the other day and did like a video about basically just like time management. And she's like doing this block schedule. So I texted her, kind of got like what she's doing. And I just started like working with it that way. And okay, so this is like my daily schedule. Obviously, this isn't going to be the same for you. Like Courtney's a mom of 2 kids. Her and I schedules are not alike whatsoever. But this is just what I'm doing, and then I'm going to like be teaching my team how to make their own. So you can be intentional. And like with this, I'm only working like 4 hours a day. But I'm also being so intentional that I can work 4 hours a day and still get everything done and still be like happy and like go work out, hang out with my boyfriend, and like do the things that I want to do, because ultimately that's what this business is about. Like this business is about having freedom. And like granted, yeah, like I wish I could sit at this desk all day until I was like double black diamond, but like we're going to make that a rank now. But you know, like that can't happen. So basically what I do is like looks like this, so you can kind of like get a little gist of it. But in like my first little block, it just says like morning, and it's like from the time I wake up to the time I like sit down and start working. And that's when like I wake up, I pray, I go work out for like 15 minutes because I'm lazy. I do my hour of personal development, I make breakfast, do the dishes, and I go make my bed. I literally come and sit down here. It's in like a cycle now. And now that I do work from home full time and like I don't literally do anything else, this schedule's more like stuck, I guess. Like obviously it can be fluid, but it's like a set schedule. I mean, you can even do this like when you work. So I do like my general work session from like 11:30 to 6:30, which like, yeah, that's like a huge block of time. But during that time is when I'm going to run errands, picking up groceries from grocery pickup at Walmart. Like for example, today, it's when my doctor's appointment was. And I just basically like do the things that I need to do. And then I also make sure that I get a power hour in. And then my power hour is like right here next to it as well. And then I do work tasks. So each day, I actually got these from Sarah, but basically it's Monday through Saturday, and each thing you're doing a thing for your team during that time. And then like the next thing from 6:30 to 9 is when Jeremy gets home from work, and then like when we hang out. So that's when like we're gonna go eat dinner, make dinner, do dishes, like have a date night, watch TV together. He's got me hooked on Game of Thrones now, so it's when I watch like one episode of it because I don't really want to watch it, to be honest. I don't really watch TV, but beside the point. And then the next thing, I do like a night work session from like 9 p.m. to 11. That's where I do another power hour, a Zoom. And then if I didn't do any of my work tasks earlier, I'll get them done then. So like today, I didn't get what I had to get done today, so I'll do that tonight. And then I do like a work Zoom with my team, or like my team Zoom, like things like that. And then the last thing is I sleep from like 11 to 9, and then kind of like start it all over again. But really just like making that schedule, I feel like it just has, like I said, I am green, so I am very like to the point, I guess. And like if you go to work full time, or like you have a job full time, make that a block. Like you do not work your business from 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever the schedule is. But whenever you get home, you set out that time with your family, and then you set out that time for your business that's going to get you home full time one day, so you can have that flexible schedule. And like that's just kind of how I look at it. Is like I didn't know that I was going to be working from home when I joined this. I did not think that was where my life was going to be. I definitely didn't think I was going to be moving into my own apartment. Just like kind of things like that. And so you obviously like have dreams, but like you don't really know they're going to happen until they literally happen and they're like thrown at you. But like obviously now, like when I was working a full-time job and like going to school and like doing all the things, I wish I would have done this, because I definitely feel that being more intentional, I mean, granted, I did feel like I promoted fairly faster than some people, but I feel like I could be so much further if I would have taken that intentional time instead of just kind of like working whenever I felt like it. And just like really like taking the time, sitting down, doing what I needed to get done, instead of just like, oh, I'm just going to play a video game with my boyfriend, like, which I wish I was doing right now because he's playing Halo and I love Halo. But it's kind of things like that. It's like taking the time for your business, because this is your business and you want to treat it like a business owner, but at the same time, you do want to have fun, because that is ultimately what this business is all about. I hope that explained everything.
Someone just sent me this and said, is this the lady?
Yes, that is her.
Okay. So Caroline found it. Send that in our group so that everybody has it.
And she has, I think it's in that video as well. It's literally this block schedule that she uses. I'll take a screenshot of it and text Courtney mine so you guys can have it as well.
Does anyone have any other questions? We'll open up like the next 2 minutes. I want to give you some time in between Zooms because I know that's...
Oh, no, you're good. Don't worry.
So if anyone has any more questions, you can either unmute yourself or put them in the chat. Anybody? Don't be asking no questions in the chat after this. No, I'm just kidding.
I love that. They'll like I'll like do a Zoom and then they message me afterwards. I'm like, girl, you had me right here.
I know. It drives me crazy. I'm like, come on, I know y'all have questions. Do you have any last minute tips for getting volume that you need? Because I know that Caitlin is super close to Emerald and she like wants it this month. Like she was so close last month and she's like wanting it. So she's going after it.
I got you, Caitlin, but I'm going to answer there was 2 questions in the chat. Honestly, Marissa, the waiting to cold message, it kind of like when I only unsend resend on promotion months because like I do need that chunk of volume. So like I'm probably going to be doing it this month, and it's kind of just like whenever, basically. I mean, I don't typically, the people that I'm unsending and resending to are girls that I messaged a year and a half ago. Because like I mean, obviously it's probably not that drastic now because I have been doing that like so often every month that I have been promoting, but it's just kind of whenever. I mean, you can probably do it once a month, honestly, if you really wanted to. It's just really like whenever you feel is right, honestly. And then Ashley, I just keep at it. Like, consistency is key, and like that's the same thing that you're going to hear literally from every other leader. And I know that's like kind of just like, okay, like but like it's just consistency. And like the longer that you're posting about this opportunity and like what it's done for you and your family and like what the products have done for you, you're going to get people that are going to come to you that you've messaged like years ago. I actually just had one of my girls who she messaged someone, or someone messaged her. I need to find it. Okay, she messaged someone. It was in June. So that would have been June of last year. And it was her reach out message. And she even replied back, like, did I catch you at a bad time? And the girl was like, no, I'm not interested. Just texted her today and said, hey girl, sorry for not getting back with you. It's literally been over a year. You've been sleeping. Sorry. I've been reading all of your posts and it sounds so amazing. Like, what do I have to do to get started? So she messaged her to be a potential customer, and this girl comes back a year later to be a distributor. So consistency. I guess honestly, my last little tip is just like being positive. Just like also like being excited. Like, there's obviously going to be months in your business where are not going to be the greatest, but you decide what those months are going to be like. I've never lost rank lower than double because I've decided I'm never going to lose rank lower than double. And like, now that I'm triple, I'm never going to give up that 5-figure paycheck. Like, every time it hits my bank account, I die a little inside because like that is real life. And like that happened because like I am consistent every month, and like I'm always excited with my team. And like there's days when like I'm literally so down in the dumps, but you would have no freaking idea like what like the inner demons, and like we all have them. I mean, like when I was promoted to triple, my grandpa died, my uncle died, and 2 friends from my high school died, and my apartment flooded. But like I still went triple. And it was just kind of one of those things like, yeah, like life is going to hit you, but you know life is going to hit you. And actually Ashley Mayfield said this on a podcast today that I listened to, but have like an emergency evacuation plan. So like, you know, shit's going to hit the fan sometimes. Have a plan that you can do to get you out of that like bad mood. And like, I know for me, it's probably ice cream and mac and cheese. I love it. And like, or spending time with Jeremy, like, just like having those things that like make you happy. So whenever things do go wrong, you can revert back to them and immediately get back to what you need to be doing to further your life, basically. I know that was kind of like super off topic, but just decide. Like, that's just like literally the only word I can say is like, just decide that everything's going to be fine, that you're gonna like, or you're attracting your ideal client and your ideal team and like things like that. And then the more that you say that to yourself and truly believe it, the more that people are gonna start coming to you because you're like radiating that like vibe, I guess. I don't know. I'm super into like the manifesting thing also. So like tapping and like the whole like money manifestation, I love that stuff and it freaking works. So I don't care. Like, some people think gumbo, but yeah.
You know, we literally just went over that because I did a live in our team page about it, and I was like, I thought Caroline was crazy, and then I started doing it, and I was like signing on LCs, and I'm like, whoa, hello, and then doing it, and then Caitlin signed on like 5 LCs, it felt like in a row, and she's like, okay, it works. I'm like, yeah, it freaking works.
It's just the simplest thing. It's just like deciding it's gonna happen, and then you just literally make it happen. Like, that's literally the only thing.
I love how you said that what makes you happy is mac and cheese and mashed potatoes before your boyfriend. I think that's hilarious. You were like, mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, and then, or whatever you said, and then you're like, oh, and
mashed potatoes are good too. All the carbs. We're in carbotosis here. It's fine.
Where is that button on Instagram that you were talking about the chronological order thing?
Oh, the following thing. Click your oh, look, it was already there. Click your following up at the top, and I have a ring light, so I'm trying not to get in there. It just looks like that. I hope you have it, because I didn't have it for the longest time.
Yeah, my music. Okay, there it is. I was about to say my music feature actually went away on Instagram for a really long time. So I was like, I wouldn't.
So did mine.
Yeah, Instagram's
awful.
whack.
Oh, you said ice cream, not mashed potatoes. Why the heck did I say that?
Hey, mashed potatoes are good. I love mashed potatoes. Anything. Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we all know you're like a fanatic on Dr. Pepper. But thank you so much for getting on. This was amazing, Zoom, and I hope that it helped a lot of our team out. I know we needed this more than you even know. Like, you have no idea. So this was.
Of course, I'm so excited